Most adults struggle to learn the violin because of one simple reason. They learn the wrong steps at the wrong time. After studying hundreds of books and teaching hundreds of students, I found the simplest and most effective way to master the 7 levels of the violin, step by step. And today I will show you each level, exercise, and pieces you should learn to go from complete beginner to advanced, including the most common mistakes. And everything I will show you today is from our curriculum we use with our students in the Violinacademy. The first things you should master in level 1 is to have a beautiful sound on open strings first, and then to master all 4 fingers on the D strings. And here, how to do it. The first thing is that you should have the right bow grip. So here is a Franco-Belgian bow grip that's the most used by professionals and the most effective one. Here, important is to have your first finger here on this part. Not here, but here. And then all fingers apart like this, and round. Then the second point is that you want to train to keep the bow parallel to the bridge at all time. And then you want to practice the left hand systematically on the D string. And here, the first exercises you could do to master the D string. 2 notes combination in half note, quarter note, eighth notes, especially for the 4th finger like you can see here, and then longer combination with 3 different fingers till complete scale like you can see here, but always on only the D string. Here you can see a few more too. For the piece, I will recommend Beethoven Ode to Joy because it's only on the D string. Now let's go to level 2. Here the goal is to master every single string without string crossing. And especially here what we want to master are the 4 common finger patterns. This, the first one, the second one, the third one, and the 4th one. For that, you will practice 1 string exercises with each finger pattern on every string. Here are, for example, our exercises on the A string with the first finger pattern. Here our exercises on the G string with this finger pattern. And here for the piece, I will advise Dvorak New World. And before we continue, here are a few common beginner mistakes. The first one is going to the next level when the previous one is not mastered, or playing with the wrong posture. Typical beginner mistake. The problem when you do that is that you are automating the wrong things, making it difficult later on to correct. So each time when you start, first check your posture for the left hand and the bow, and then start playing only after that. And if you want to learn how to play the violin beautifully, we are organizing a free violin masterclass. You can register with the link under this video. For level 3 and 4, you want to start mastering string crossing and dynamics. For that, you will practice 1 octave exercises. You could start, for example, with D major, doing the standard scale from D to D, then some scale of third, that's when you play 2 notes up, 1 note down, and then standard arpeggio like D major and B minor. Parallel, you want to be sure to practice them with dynamics. That means practicing them very softly or very loudly, crescendo, so that you can really start playing your piece with musicality. And here you could learn the piece Silent Night. Then you can move on to level 5 and 6. Here you should aim to learn the complete first position and doing a lot of bow variations. Here you could start with C major with a common scale above all 4 strings, then doing again a scale of third across all 4 strings, and then different arpeggios. In parallel, you want to start practicing Wolfart Etude, here the most important point is to practice them with bow variation. You could add some slurs, for example, or long slurs, or playing them with different dynamics, and so on, to gain a lot of flexibility with your bow. And here a good piece will be Beethoven for Elise. And here a few common mistakes I see a lot of intermediate students do. The first thing is that they focus too much on the technique, on playing everything perfectly. And that's very important, especially in the first levels, but later on you want really to start practicing just playing very freely, without thinking the whole time only about playing right. And at the same time, second mistake is starting too early with the vibrato or shifting, when the first position is not even sure. And by the way, if you are struggling with the violin, I want you to know that I truly believe that everyone can master the violin, regardless of his age or talent. And now let's see level 7 and 8. Here you want to learn double stops and vibrato. For that you will do some specific exercises. Here, for example, some I wrote for our students, and basically the idea is that they play only one string with the left hand, but play 2 strings with the bow. So that it's a double stops for the bow, but not for the left hand. For the vibrato, it's best to start with very simple exercises, where you just focus on learning the right movement very slowly. And only after you can really master this slow movement should you really start playing them faster and faster. And here a perfect piece is Reading Concert. So those were the 8 first levels. We actually have 15 levels in the Violinacademy, but I wanted to show you the first steps.